But do you know what my mum used to do? Which is so embarrassing. I'd go to a sleepover at my friend's house, and she'd be like, she'd talk to the mum, and she'd be like, "Emma's got a really big imagination, so can you not, show her anything like that?"
Right,
Because
yeah.
I would not sleep for like
Of
2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
Most kids were like, "Ha, funny," and then sleep. I'm like, no, I'm haunted for
Yeah,
like months
yeah.
now.
Oh. What is the next brilliant thing?
Sister Act 2.
Okay, wow, lovely.
I rewatched it last night in honour of this podcast.
And is that it's the Sing? It's with Lauryn Hill, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. And what do you love so much about that? It's
I-
Whoopi Goldberg, Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, so we've got Whoopi Goldberg, we've got Lauryn Hill, we've got Ryan Toby, I think he's called.
Is that the guy that sings
He
at
was
the
in
end?
the R&B trio City High.
Okay.
Do you know that song?
No.
I was going to sing it then, but I won't. Anyway,
Right,
you'll know it.
It goes like this. So there you go.
You will know it if you Googled it later. But he did a really good song. And then Maggie Smith, obviously, playing
Yes.
the like high nun. And then Jessica Love Hewitt, I think she's called.
Oh, is she in it?
She's in it. And it's just so 90s. It's like 1993 in San Francisco. Whoopi Goldberg's character comes back to try and help this school that's failing, and she turns these kids into a choir, and it's just so feel good. And the reason I've chosen it is it's actually the film that made me want to be a writer.
Is it?
So do you remember that scene where she's talking to Lauryn Hill, and she's like, "If you want to be a singer, you got to get up in the morning and sing, or whatever." And then she says, "Go and read the book Letters to a Young Poet by Rainer Maria Rilke." And there's a line in it that's like, if you wake up in the morning and all you can think about is writing, then you are a writer. And I watched that film when I was maybe 8, and I was like, that's me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wowzers.
So I always think of that film. Like, I love that film.
How did you find this film? Was it just on TV?
I think it was just on... Oh, actually, I think my grandparents had like both of them on VHS.
Yeah.
It was one of those films that was like lying around.
They're amazing though, aren't they? Those kind of, I know what you mean, where you just kind of go, you're a kid, I'll plonk this on. It can go really badly wrong. I remember watching Planet of the Apes when I was a kid, and it scared the shit out of me. But yeah, it was just like, oh, what was Dad watching last night? Oh my God, there's a gorilla on a horse. And he's rounding men up. Yeah. Or like Hellraiser, I saw that when I was 7. That freaked me out.
Oh God! Well, I was at a sleepover where someone put The Exorcist on, and I had to just
it's
leave
awful.
the room.
Do you know it's
Why do people do that?
Your mother does what?
Yeah. But it is that thing. She does it where? But it's such a teenage thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of like, kind of like you're at a sleepover and then somebody puts something on that's terrifying, and then everyone's like, "Oh, I love this," and no one has the courage to go. We're all scared. Yeah, we're all scared. Can we turn this off?
But do you know what my mum used to do? Which is so embarrassing. I'd go to a sleepover at my friend's house, and she'd talk to the mum, and she'd be like, "Emma's got a really big imagination, so can you not, show her anything like that?"
Oh wow! Right,
Because
yeah.
I would not sleep for like
Of course.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Most kids were like, "Ha, funny," and then sleep. I'm like, no, I'm haunted for like months now.
Oh, I'm with you. It goes. I remember me and my brother went to watch the Blair Witch Project, and we didn't.
I still haven't seen that.
Oh my God! I wouldn't recommend it if you're because it's horror of the imagination. So it's all for you to fill in. So there's bits of it where you're just imagining what's happening, and me and my brother didn't even know it was a fiction. We thought it was like it was so well done, and we were like, "Oh, what's on?" Oh, right. We thought it was like a documentary that had actually happened, and we had to sleep in the same bed together that night. It absolutely did us in. We were like,
I'm not surprised.
It's properly terrifying if you're of that disposition.
Well, I think that's worse maybe for people like us who maybe are like thinky people.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's gory, I don't really care about that as much.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, whatever, it's smart to catch up.
Yeah, but it's still also, it just doesn't excite me. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm so less. Oh yeah, and they're gonna crunch each other up. Yeah, it's fine. It just doesn't kind of get me. So Sister Act 2, how often would you watch it? Is it kind of one of those you'd go back to once a year, or you sort of just check out every so often?
It's just, it's one of those comfort films, I think.
Yeah.
And I think as adults, we're not meant to have like comfort things. Like, as a kid, you'd have like a comfort blanket or like, something that you just was so familiar to you.
Apparently,
and that film.
A lot of young people, they're kind of like comfort, 25-year-olds that are drunk, hungover. It's Harry Potter, which makes me feel very old. But it is that thing that they kind of like, oh, what takes you back to my childhood? I'll watch that.
Every Christmas I watch that.
Yeah.
That's like my Christmas thing.
Yeah.
But Sister Act, so I feel like I'm making this podcast quite depressing. So I'm like, oh, when
It's
I
not
had
depressing,
my
it's great.
burnout episode, but when that happened a few years ago, my best friend came round, bless her, with like loads of things that like is our thing, like just like a type of like chocolate bar that we always eat and stuff like that.
What's the type of chocolate bar?
Rocky.
Oh yeah, no,
So good.
Yeah.
She'd bring like loads of them round,
Yeah.
and she was like, we're watching Sister Act too. And it was just that feeling of like, I'm actually kind of at a low point here, and someone's come around and been like, let's watch your favourite film. Like, it was so nice.
With your favourite snack?
With my favourite snack.
Perfect. What are you having with that Rocky bar? Are you having...
Cup of tea,
yeah, keep it old school. Yeah, why not?
Dunk them in.
Yep, absolutely. It's a tricky thing though, isn't it? When you know that someone's going through something, and as a friend, you're like, I really want to help. I also desperately don't want to get it wrong. So you end up kind of in that sort of paralyzed state of like, what can I do? Like,
I think that's why watching a film together is so good, because I didn't want to talk at that time.
Yes. Yeah, that's a very good point, isn't it? It's like a friend of mine that's going through something in a minute, and I keep thinking, what can I do? What can I do? And I'm sort of drawn towards like maybe getting them tickets for a thing, because then there's no talking, but they can watch the thing. Do you know what I mean? Of like, and just kind of, but then will they want to leave the house? You know, it's such a tricky thing. But I'm presuming that everyone goes through this where you're like, God, how do I help my mate? How do I help my kind of family friend?
Yeah.
You know, what a lovely pal.
Yeah, so for me, it's Rockies and Sister Act 2 will get me out of any hole, apparently.
Yeah.
So it's good to know.
Well, it's a good start, absolutely. Have you ever been the friend that's helped, have you been the other person?
Yeah, I have. And with that particular friend, actually, I remember just like, that moment in life where you drop everything and go there. Like, it was like very out of body. It was like, oh, I just need to go to her house, like to be with her. So yeah, those things happen. Because I think there's a quote that's like, what makes a best friend? And a best friend is, you're on the motorway heading somewhere. Do you turn around? That they call you and they need you. Do you turn around? Apparently that's meant to be the definition of like a really good friend.
Yeah, very dangerous actually.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, don't do that unless it's a U-turn. But there's many people I wouldn't turn around for, if I'm being honest. And I think getting older is realising who you would and who you wouldn't.
Yeah, it's a good barometer, isn't it? And what I love is that everyone listening is now going, all right, I would do it for Jake. I wouldn't do it for Sharon. I would do it.